Welcome back, everybody. This is Brian Kirk with Eat to My Own Beat, taking the road less traveled with another episode of Flags and Anthems. This is episode number 9, and we're heading to Australia today. So the Australian national anthem is called Advance Australia Fair. It is the national anthem of Australia, written by a Scottish-born composer, Peter Dodds McCormick. The song was first performed in 1878 and sung in Australia as a patriotic song. It first replaced God Save the Queen as the official national anthem in 1974, following a nationwide opinion survey. God Save the Queen was reinstated in January 1976, but a plebiscite chose the national song in 1977, preferred Advance Australia Fair, which was restored in 1984. God Save the Queen became known as the Royal Anthem, which is used at public engagements attended by the Queen or members of the royal family. The 1984 version of Advance Australia Fair has lyrics modified from McCormick's original verses, trimmed down from 4 to 2. In January 2021, the lyrics were changed again. Advance Australia Fair was published in early December 1978 by Scottish composer Peter Dodds McCormick. He lived from 1833 to 1916, under the pen name Amicus, which means friend in Latin. It was first sung by Andrew Fairfax, accompanied by a concert band conducted by McCormick at a function on the Highland Society of New South Wales in Sydney on the 30th November 1878, or St. Andrew's Day. The song gained popularity, and its amended version was sung by a choir of around 10,000 at the inauguration of the Commonwealth of Australia on the 1st of January 1901. The Australian government awarded McCormick $100 for his composition. Sorry, £100, I should say. In a letter to R.B. Fuller dated the 1st August 1913, McCormick described the circumstances that inspired him to write Advance Australia Fair. One night I attended a great concert in Exhibition Building with all the national anthems of the world where they were sung in a large choir with a band accompaniment. This was very nicely done, but I felt very aggravated that there was not one note for Australia. On the way home in a bus, I concocted the first verse of my song. When I got home, I set it to music. I first wrote it to the tonic sol-fa notation, then transcribed it into an old notation and tried it over an instrument the next morning. Found it correct. Strange to say, there has not been a note has not been altered since. Some alliteration has been made in the wording, but the sense of the same seemed to me to be like an inspiration. I wrote the words and music in the greatest ease. The earliest known sound recording of the Advance Australian Fair appeared in the landing of Australian troops in Egypt circa 1916. Short commercial recording the dramatization of the arrival of Australian troops in Egypt en route to Gallipoli. Before its adoption as Australia's national anthem, Advance Australia Fair had considerable use elsewhere. For example, Australia's national broadcaster, the Australian Broadcasting Commission, used it to announce the news bulletins until 1952. It was also frequently played at the start and end of official functions. Towards the end of World War II, it was one of the 3 songs played in the certain picture theaters, along with God Save the Queen and the U.S. national anthem. Other songs and marches have been influenced by Advance Australia Fair, such as Australians' Vice-Regal Salute. Compositions, plebiscite, and adoption. In 1973, Prime Minister Gough Whitlam and his government, desiring to forge a new nationalism separate from the United Kingdom, decided that Australia needed a national anthem that could represent the country with distinction, and they held a competition to find one replacing the national anthem, God Save the Queen. In January of that year, Whitlam dedicated an entire Australian Day speech to the search for a new anthem, referring to it as a symbolic expression of our national pride and dignity. The Australian Council for Arts organised the contest, which was dubbed the Australian National Anthem Quest. The conquest was held in 2 stages, the first seeking lyric, second seeking music, each having a large prize of 5,000 Australian for the winning entry. On the recommendation of the Council of Arts, none of the new entries felt worthy enough, so the contest ended with suggestions for Advanced Australia Fair, Waltzing Matilda, and the Song of Australia. In 1974, the Whitlam government performed a nationwide opinion survey to determine the song to be sung on occasions of national significance, conducted through Australian Bureau of Statistics. The survey polled 60,000 people nationally. Advanced Australian Fair was chosen by 51.4 respondents, and on the 9th of April of that year, Whitlam announced in Parliament that it was the new national anthem. It was to be used on all occasions, excepting those of specifically regal nature. A spokesman for Whitlam later stated that the government regarded this tune primarily as the national anthem. During the 1975 election campaign, following the dismissal of Whitlam by Sir John Kerr, David Comby proposed that the song be played at the start of the Labour Party's official campaign launch on the 24th of November 1957 at Festival Hall, Melbourne. Whitlam's speechwriter, Graham Freudenberg, rejected the idea because, among other reasons, the status of the anthem at this point was still tentative. On 22nd of January 1976, the Fraser government reinstated God Save the Queen as the national anthem for royal and vice-regal defence and loyal toast occasions. Fraser stated that Advanced Australian Flair, Song of Australia, and Waltzing Matilda could be used for non-regal occasions. His government made plans to conduct a national poll to find a song for use in ceremonial occasions when it was desired to mark a separate Australian identity. This was conducted as a plebiscite to choose the national song, held an optional additional requests in 1977 referendum or on various issues. On the 23rd of May, the government announced the results. Advanced Australia Fair received 43.29% of the vote, defeating the three alternatives, Waltzing Matilda and the Song of Australia, an existing national anthem, God Save the Queen. Advanced Australia Fair was modified lyrics and reduced to two verses, was adopted as the Australian national anthem by the Labour government of Bob Hawke, coming into effect on the 19th of April 1984. At the same time, God Save the Queen became known as the Royal Anthem and continues to be played alongside the Australian national anthem at public engagements in Australia that are attended by the Queen or members of the royal family. Even though any personal copyright of Peter Dodds McCormick's original lyrics have expired, as he died in 1916, the Commonwealth of Australia claims copyright for the official lyrics and the particular arrangements of music. Non-commercial use of the anthem is permitted without case-by-case permission, but the Commonwealth government requires permission for commercial use. The orchestral arrangement of Advanced Australia Fair that is now regularly played for Australian victories and international sporting medal ceremonies and openings of major domestic sporting, culture, and community events is by Tommy Tyko, an immigrant from Hungary. It is commissioned by ABC Music in 1984 and televised by Channel 10 in 1986 in their Australian Day broadcast, featuring Julie Anthony as the soloist. And here are the lyrics. Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We are golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girthed by the sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australians fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance on Australia fair. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make the Commonwealth of ours renowned for all the lands. For those who've come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage, let us combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Those are the lyrics and the information about the Australian national anthem. The flag of Australia. The flag of Australia is based on the British blue ensign, a blue field with the Union Jack in the upper hoist corner, augmented with a large white seven-pointed star, the Commonwealth Star, representation of the Southern Cross constellation, made up of 5 white stars, 1 small 5-pointed star, and 4 larger pointed stars. Australia has also a number of other official flags representing its people and core functions of government. Its original design, with a 6-pointed constellation Commonwealth star, was chosen in 1901 from entries in a competition held following Federation, and was first flown in Melbourne on the 3rd of September 1901. The date proclaimed in 1996 as Australian National Flag Day. A slightly different design was approved by King Edward VII in 1903. The current 7-pointed Commonwealth star version was introduced at a proclamation date on the 8th of December 1908. The dimensions were formally gazetted in 1934 and 1954, and in 1954 the flag became recognized by and legally defined in the Flags Act in 1953 as the Australian national flag. So that's it for the Australian flag and the Anthem of Australia. So until next time, keep eating your own beat, take the road less traveled, and have a great day.